What is going on? Welcome to Truth Wizard, or welcome back to Truth Wizard. It is always good to have you. It's always good to be here, man. Today's show, we've got some paranormal activity caught on camera. Does the Vatican have a time machine? And alien hybrids, they are walking among us, allegedly. Do me a favor, stick around. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good show. Before we get going, you know what I'm going to ask. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Help me out, help this channel out. Let's get Truth Wizard up and going. We're doing well so far. I have you all to thank. Thank you for all of these subscribers. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in and the very kind words. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Let's get into it.
He heard knocking in the middle of the woods and made the mistake of going outside. While hiking near their
Starting
home,
off
Pete
strong,
and his
man. We're
girlfriend
doing
hear
this
a
again
disturbing
already.
sound.
Two idiots in the woods alone.
That was louder.
Sounds like it's another one.
That was louder than I've heard it before. Haven't.
No, seriously, Peter, it sounds like it's coming towards us.
No, it's
Seriously.
we're gonna be okay. It's just
No, you're not. I told you.
Pete then sets up a trail cam, and later that night, something wakes him up.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be just fine, buddy. You're fine.
Sounds like it's in the front yard. Just... there's nothing out here.
Famous
Okay.
last words.
Happens almost every night now.
I thought you
Knocks
just
on the
said
windows and
there was
doors.
nothing out there.
By the time I get there, there's nothing there.
Oh.
As he checks the trail cam, a big figure can be seen lurking in the woods. The next night, it woke them up again.
Oh my God, Peter.
No, just stay upstairs, okay, Ash?
Did you see anything in
stay
that?
upstairs.
Hold on, time out. I gotta rewind this. I didn't see anything in this trail cam. Let's try this again real quick, okay?
Get there, there's nothing there.
As he checks the trail cam, a big figure can be seen lurking in the woods.
I mean,
The next night, it woke them up again.
Oh my God, Peter.
No,
I don't-
No, just stay upstairs, okay, Ash? No,
I don't
stay
know about
upstairs.
that.
I'm scared.
He stopped.
Babe, do you see anything?
I don't know. No, I don't see anything.
It sounds like it's on the porch.
I know it sounded right like it was right outside.
Are we going down
No,
there?
just stay up there.
You know what I don't see? I don't see their Oscar anywhere laying around the house, if you catch my drift.
Please. Do you see anything?
I don't know. It doesn't look like...
Oh my God, Peter.
Pete decides to go outside and confront it.
What an idiot. What an absolute idiot. A quick timeout. Let's pretend this is real. Spoiler alert, this is not real. This is entertaining, but this cannot be real for a few reasons. More importantly, how dumb do you have to be to go outside by yourself in the middle of the night in a dark forest to go confront something that you still haven't even laid eyes on? You don't even know what you're going to confront, but you're going to go out here and confront it. This guy, he doesn't like living. I'm telling you, he does not like his life.
The sounds are louder than ever, and a pair of glowing eyes reveals itself just watching him.
That's
if
lovely.
You hear knocking in the middle of the night, never open the door.
Here's the thing. I hate that this cut off where it did. What a ridiculous thing to do to somebody. However, what the hell is with these people going into the woods in the middle of the night by themselves? Another example of stupidity at its finest. Here's the thing. I don't really think this video was, how do you say it, real. It was good. It was entertaining, but don't believe this was authentic. However, let's pretend for a moment. This video is an example of what you do not do. You do not just hear this screaming and whatever sounds and snarls and this thing taunting you, knocking on your door, and then vanishing. And then you say, I'm going to go outside and confront it. Stupid. That was a stupid rookie move.
The fuck? These lights were just dimming out. Like, the switch is inside here. But they're not gonna dim now. Hello? If you're here, just dim the lights.
Here we go.
Saw it? Just dim the lights.
Well then, is it real? As always, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. He asked for it and he got it. So, I mean, there's that. I wish he would have shown the switch in the cabinet to prove that's where the switch was. You know what I mean? Because this kind of feels like this could have been faked. And you know I'm not one for, you know, the hoax excuse or the camera glitch excuse, but we have to be fair, right? And this was a pretty easy one to fake. So, no, you think this is real, or is this just some guy who clearly was working and drank on the job and now he's just making up whimsical drunken stories? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, wow. I'm sure it's just a camera glitch, right? These are always just a camera glitch. That's all this could be. That's odd, man. That's very strange. And I'm not one for orbs, so to speak, you know, because I do believe those things exist. I think there's something to it. That looked like it could have been an orb. Let's look at it one more time here. Yeah, I mean, like something walks in and there's that orb that kind of precedes it. Very odd. And I'm sure plenty of people are going to say it's a damn camera glitch. You know, it's my favorite excuse. And I'm sure plenty of people are going to say that that wasn't an orb. It was dust, or it was a bug, of course. You know, the other go-to excuse, the old insect flying around the camera trick that just, you know. Anyway, what'd you think about this, man? This is kind of odd. I think it shows something coming into this room. Very interesting clip. I don't believe this to be yet another glitch of a camera, but I'd like a second opinion. Comment and let me know. That wasn't supposed to happen. It didn't look like it was hanging off the ledge or anything. Yeah, like I know it's a little grainy, but you don't see it. It's not hanging off the ledge. It's not that I can tell, right? Do you see what I'm seeing? I'm hoping. There it goes. That's pretty crazy, man. Huh. Yeah, and here's the view they gave. Yeah, it looked like it was on top of the other ashtrays there. Again, it was kind of hard to tell. That footage, it is. It's a little bit grainy, but it looked like it was stable. Didn't appear to be hanging off this ledge, on top of the cooler sliding door, Well, what did you think about this? Like, is this just something that you think was a case of the ashtray wasn't secure in its spot and it just happened to slide out of place, or it finally, I don't know, for some reason just fell out of sorts and just by happenstance she happened to be there and witnessed that? Or was there more to the story and it was something maybe ghostly? Comment and let me know.
Apostolic archives, you can't go there. I mean, you can. People can go to the Vatican archives. You have to get permission. There's like a 10 to 15 year wait, and you have to tell them what you want to see before you go.
10 to 15 year wait.
So, and while you're there, you can't touch anything. Someone will turn the pages for you and all of that. So you kind of can't go there. But rumored to be down there is the Spear of Destiny. The Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be down there. The menorah.
What is the Spear of Destiny?
That is the Spear of Destiny, or the Holy Lance, was with the Roman soldier pierced Christ when he was on the cross. That's the Spear of Destiny. That was something that Hitler was very interested in finding. Hitler was chasing these artifacts all over the place. As soon as the Nazis conquered France, they started digging everywhere. Like the Chartres Cathedral was where the Ark was supposed to be. They were digging up everywhere looking for stuff. It's like Indiana Jones, which got a lot of those things right. My favorite object that's supposed to be down there is called the chronovisor. And this is an object that lets you see through time. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
I don't think I have.
So chrono means time, visor means see. So this is an object that you can see through time. It was invented by, his name is Pellegrino Ernetti. Father Pellegrino Ernetti he was a priest, but he was also a physicist, and he was like an expert at music. And he was working with, I think his supervisor was Father Gemelli. He's working at a university or something, and what they're doing is they're studying Gregorian chants and listening to records and cataloging things. And they're listening to one record, and Father Gemelli says, "I recognize that voice." And they play it back, and I'm like, "Well, who's that?" And he's like, "That's my father." I'm like, "Well, what is he saying?" He said, "Well, he's talking about leather and prices and..." Well, it turns out his father was like a shoemaker, like a cobbler. And he heard his father's voice selling somebody's shoes.
I thought a cobbler was a dessert. Truth wizard.
So they end up
Stupid.
isolating these voices and come to the conclusion that all the objects around us are vibrating with an energy and picking up all the conversations. Everything we're saying is getting absorbed into everything around us. And that if you can tune into the right frequency, you can hear that. And if you can really zero in on it, you can see what's going on. And Father Ernetti
That's
gets
crazy.
together this group of rock star physicists led by Enrico Fermi, who worked on the Manhattan Project, a heavy hitter, and 9 or 10 others. And they build this device called the chronovisor. And Father Ernetti goes and he looks back at Mussolini's speeches, and then he goes back further and he's looking at watching old Roman plays that no longer exist. And what really put it on the map was he took a picture of Christ's crucifixion and released it. And they're called the Apostolic Archives. You can't go
and
there.
It cut off. Go freaking figure. Let me ask this. Do you think this qualifies as time travel? I think that qualifies as a time machine. Like, it might not put you physically there, right? But if you can see it and effectively you're experiencing it to some degree, that's basically a time machine. This is crazy. I have heard and I've seen other things. It's been a little while since I've been down the Vatican rabbit hole and what they have. But I mean, it's just been a thing for a while, more conspiracies, of course, that they hold a lot of ancient texts, things they removed from the Bible, things that we little peasants aren't allowed to see for some reason. I have an idea why, but maybe it's because they don't want you knowing the real truth about some of our history as a people, a civilization, perhaps. But I don't know. What's your take on this? I think this is a very, very fascinating subject. If you're into this, I will happily do some digging and put some more of these types of clips about the Vatican and maybe some secrets that they hold allegedly in some future shows.
They look just like us.
They look just like us.
Except they had bigger bodies, much bigger bodies. And some of the skulls and bones have been found, the Paracas skulls. If you research the Paracas skulls, they found these Paracas skulls, these type of skulls. They call them Paracas out of Peru, but the type of skull it is have been found all over the world. And they are in museums. They're not like fantasy. They're in museums. You can actually go and see these things. I have a replica at one at home. The jawbone is 2/3 larger. The skull is elongated, which some of these ancient Egyptian pharaohs had these elongated skulls, which you can't see unless you go to the actual museum. There's photography and photo and video are forbidden. So you have to go there in person, and then you can see these skulls. You're like, oh my God, no wonder why they won't let us take pictures of this stuff. These people had these big heads.
I will say, if you can't take pictures of these things, how is there one on our screen right now?
Big people, they had big bones, but they started mating with people, and they started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But some accounts are as much as 20 feet tall. If you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the most incredible writings in the history of Earth, it's in the British Museum. It's being taught in universities now. It's the full story of Noah's Ark. Gilgamesh was a giant. He was half human, half Anunnaki. And he was a massive, damn near 20-foot tall giant. And they even fashioned him a friend to go on a journey with him. And that friend was created, not through a womb, but actually put together almost like a machine. Enkidu went on a journey with him. And Enkidu has some significant power, just like he did. But it's a big story. But anyway, it's a grand story, man. It's a really big story, and a lot of people.
Quick time out, y'all. Some of these names, Enkidu, sounds like something you smoke, and then you tell these kinds of stories. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying over there. You can smoking that Enkidu, and all of a sudden, you meeting all kind of people.
Fried reading, so a lot of people don't research this stuff. But if you really dig into it, it's an incredible, incredible epic, and you begin to realize that a lot of the religious texts are paralleled from taking small pieces and chunks out of this ancient text to create their own side stories. Like I said, the full version of Noah's Ark is in the Epic of Gilgamesh.
For a long time, I was that person that just kind of thought and assumed that, aliens built the pyramids. How else would this be a thing? But then you look at the potential that they could maybe levitate some of those stones. Or you start digging into the giant aspect. Giants roam the earth. And that if you do have a 20-foot tall being, multiply that times hundreds of them, wouldn't that make that job substantially easier to achieve? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Do you have a theory on how some of these things were built? Do you think they were giants? Do you think it was alien beings, or what we would consider alien technology, technology that's been hidden intentionally or lost? If you have something to add to this, I'd love to hear about it. Comment, let me know. Also, if you're enjoying this content, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that.
Let's just break this down into two basic types of extraterrestrials. We've talked about the hybrids. Hybrid extraterrestrials are a specific type that have a lot to do with our genetics being mixed in there with them. And most of them look enough like us that they can be among us and have been among us for a long time.
Already?
Helping create different things in the sciences, in philosophy, in sociology, in politics, whatever. They're helping.
That's supposedly
When
just a
open
conspiracy,
contact
though,
occurs,
you know?
My understanding is we will be told who they are, and we will be able to interact with them in public.
It's me.
No, it's not.
None of them would reveal themselves.
Like, none of them would be tall Canadians.
None of them will reveal who they are at this moment. There have been instances where people have reported seeing, like, there was something very odd about this person. I couldn't put my finger on it. They felt like they weren't from here, but then I just went about my business. They have the telepathic ability to recognize when you recognize them and to turn you away and make you think about something else.
These are not the droids you are looking for.
Exactly. So that's one phase of open contact. The next phase is the pure extraterrestrials who will be introduced to us. Those we may not interact with a lot right away, but over the course of a few decades, they'll be fully integrated into our society and we into theirs. But first, the extraterrestrial hybrids that have already been here, we can interact with them.
Would that mean the end of your relationship?
I don't need to channel if you can talk to an extraterrestrial.
But that might be
face-to-face.
sad. He's been with you for so long.
No, because I'm going to still teach the principles. And that energy is still there. The connection is
Why
still
am I
there.
sad about it and you're not?
I don't know.
She's sad about a lot of things.
But that's very sweet of you.
Can we talk about the other aliens that are not the gray hybrids? What's their deal?
Well, there are beings that people have called out as
Who
being
is this guy?
Pleiadian, Arcturan, whatever, reptilian, the mantis beings, insectoid beings. I think that as we get introduced to more and more extraterrestrials, we will be introduced to ones that at first are more like us, so we don't freak out. And then
I'm freaked out already.
And then over time, more of the ones that are not like us at all, because there are many more extraterrestrials that have no relationship to what we look like.
Okay, I'm going to ask another stupid and cynical question.
Okay.
What happens if this doesn't happen? Meaning, will you get further information about why it didn't happen? And
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. But it will happen. It's inevitable at this point.
Allegedly.
Like soon.
2027.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Also,
Pretty specific.
Well, 2026 is the year of disclosure, and that's why we're seeing more information in the congressional hearings come
I
out.
just thought it was the year that I was finally going to get fit.
I thought we already had disclosure.
And then it will culminate in the idea of an actual official public presentation.
Do you know who this is? Quite frankly, I wish these little bastards would just go ahead and get it over with. I'm ready, man. I've been ready. I'm for real ready. And some of you at home might be saying, no, Truth Wizard, you're not ready. You think you're ready, but you're not ready. Oh, no. I am. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of the arguments. I'm tired of the debates. I'm tired of the back and forth. I'm tired of the whistleblowers that speak in riddles and, everyone has this source or a contact or like this guy. From what I'm understanding, it seems like he has some type of contact with an entity or some sort. And then when we get to the date, nothing happens. I'm so over it. I'm over it. I don't believe half these people. Like, I want to because I believe something's up. In fact, honestly, I really feel like I know something's up. And not with the alien thing specifically, like all of it. Like, it's pretty obvious we're being told, fabricated stories or being misled intentionally. But I need these damn things to hurry up and do it already. Let's end the drama. Let's end the speculation, right? Wouldn't that be easier on everybody? And as soon as this happens, we can all move on with our lives. Even if there is some kind of massive, mental breakdown amongst the majority of the population, life will go on. We'll find a way. I'm ready, man. I'm here for it. Let me know. Comment. I'm ready for this shit. Are you ready for it? And I'm also ready for people to stop claiming that they talk to certain entities and beings and giving dates and times, and then it never freaking happens. Like, that's just, I'm over that. And he says 2027, it'll be here before you know it. We'll see.
Here it is. This is, again, it's silence. There's no audio on this. What are we looking at here as we play this film? What are we seeing on our screen, John?
Contrary to Victor's voiceover,
this is old.
This is a film shot April of 1991, a thought projection interview of a other gray, designated an other gray, an extraterrestrial biological entity.
Quick timeout.
He is a haploid.
This video was on old YouTube, man, 2010 era of YouTube. And I remember back then looking at this video and people, even back in the day, oh, that's a fake, man. Oh, that's Photoshop. Oh, that's CGI, man. That's some movie, man. Like, no one believed it to be real. And this, to me, was always kind of a, like, creepy looking alien. It didn't look fake to me, you know? Again, was that my bias that I wanted this thing to be real? I wanted that validation. I guess, I don't know. But it had this element of realism. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of a creepy ass video, man. So it's kind of cool to see this and stumble upon this clip again, even if it's going to be a brief showing of it. Let me zip it and we'll jump back in.
Which means he came with only one sexual chromosome. Human beings are diploids. For any microbiologists out there, if I'm hatcheting those words, I'm sorry. But this being had only one sexual chromosome. He came to the S2 alpha, the official designation of the underground facility that housed the alien interrogation and retention program. That's the unofficial name of what this was. They call these interview suites the ambassador suites because the government did try for the care and did treat these and look at these beings and still do as ambassadors from other planets and other dimensions. And if you hear David Grush coughing on his words, it's because he doesn't want to tell you that some of these beings are from other dimensions. And so this being
hasn't that been said for a long time though?
Issue. Now, Sean David Morton also heard, I can't verify this veracity, that it's some sort of debilitation or disease with its heart-lung sac. It does not have a traditional heart. It's got a heart-lung one sac, which was the need for the special monitor, which goes up and down, does not go across, to monitor this bizarre heart-lung one sac organ that the alien has. And behind the viewing glass were 5 men, 2 telepaths.
What the hell is it doing?
There is a researcher out there, and I don't doubt it, and because I've seen the outline of the figure, and I didn't catch this and someone else did, so I'm crediting them. I don't ever want to not credit other people. That Colin Powell was in that interview room. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I can't verify it, but it certainly looks like the outline of him. It looks like an African-American male in his 50s wearing an Army Class A dress uniform. Funny, the Rear Admiral that was on my list was the person that reported intelligence to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Interesting. But that's how bizarre this film has gotten. And I'm not even going to tell you anything about the telepaths because I don't want it to get into the Da Vinci Code. But even Doty said that the telepathic program, the people they hired, was ridiculous. They were like one step above 1-800 psychics back in the 80s and 90s. But there was 2 men in particular that were very in touch with these beings, and they would sit down with these aliens and these beings and immediately get information and relate it back to whatever military person was in the room. As you can see on the tape, the being eventually starts to medically flag, if I can use the whistleblower Victor's terminology, and he is then attended to by the medical staff. And Victor tells us that the medical staff in S2 and S4, are more chosen for their ability to keep secrets than their medical knowledge. And again, I have been in contact. I have the names of the 2 doctors that are going to be on either side of this being. On the bottom, you're going to see DNI.
That's a hell of a clip. I still feel like the jury, maybe could be out on that. Again, it's an old video. It's been on the internet. It's been on YouTube for a long time. I can't watch that and say, yep, it's real. That's no denying it. I mean, obviously we can't do that. It's a lot to unpack, man. As always, what are your thoughts? Have you seen this entire tape? What'd you think of it if you have? Also, if you haven't seen it, but you'd like for me to do some digging and find that entire tape or the majority of it and put it in a show, comment and let me know. I will do my absolute best if that's what you'd like. Y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to call it a show. I hope you enjoyed these clips. I enjoyed these clips. What do you think about the paranormal at this point? I'm sure I'm not the only channel you've watched. I'm sure you've seen a lot of other footage. You know my least favorite excuse, the camera glitch. Can't always explain away everything caught on camera. Also, what are the odds that alien beings, that is totally fabricated by our government or governments to kind of, have an element of misdirection and confusion and deception to maybe distract from what this place really is? At this point, I don't really know what to think. It's kind of all up in the air, and quite frankly, any of it's probably possible, but I would like to know your opinion, your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Drop me a comment, stay in touch, stay tuned. I will see you in the next one.